And so you've talked already about the ability to get rid of pathogens and create helpful compounds, vitamins.
Right.
Is there more scope than getting rid of some things, adding some useful compounds? Like, what's the scope of your standard protocol?
Yeah, there are three modalities that I practice for the standardized. We're able to identify and eradicate microbes. Number two, we're able to create nutrients, vitamins, antioxidants. And the third component, probably the most important, is the chakra balancing. So on a daily basis, the standardized for an hour or so a day, we're able to target and disassemble pathogens, germs. The other balance of the day, 22 hours, we're able to assemble nutrients. Why? Because people need good nutrition. They need nutritional support throughout the day. That's why I keep the instrument on, that they're, if you will, able to assemble vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, amino acids throughout the course of a day. The chakra balancing takes place only 1 hour a day. That's all you need to do to balance the 7 chakras and the brain waves. Now, why do we standardize this? Well, I'm trying to reach the greatest number of people with simplicity, with ease. And most of the people around the world, we're still treating them for free because people don't have money. So this approach, this standardized approach, I purport that this could work with 1 billion people a year. That's my proposal, to work with this standardized program and to treat 1 billion people a year. As a grassroots movement, that's what I'm going to have to do right now. I'm going to have to move forward and to introduce this to as many people as possible and let the people decide if this is of merit.
Yeah. You said chakra balancing is the most important. What do you mean? Why?
Yeah. I believe that the mind, the spirit is the most important remedy, the most important way to address wellness. The spirit, the soul, the mind. Many people say that the chakra balancing has given them a new lease on life, a new consideration for things. I believe some people have gone as far to say that the chakra balancing has allowed them to distinguish between right and wrong. This has corrected their conscience, the chakra balance. So for many people, the chakra balance is the most important therapy. In my estimation, it probably is.
Man, I haven't yet done the 15-day trial on your site, but I'm super excited to. I've done 60 plus different, healing modalities, like hands-on healing, to different types of meditation, to, just like visiting sacred sites all over the world. So I'm an experimentalist. I'm trying all these things, but
here's something for you to concentrate upon. A scalar wave has inbuilt the divine proportion, or the phi principle, phi, which is mathematically 1.618. Now, what do I mean? Well, there's a double helix to scalar energy. There's a major groove and a minor groove. The major groove is 1.618, the length of the minor groove. So in every scalar wave, you have the divine proportion, the Fibonacci sequence, the phi ratio, 1.618. Okay, there's a major groove and a minor groove. Now, it's my contention that as this fundament of nature, scalar energy is a double helix and it broadcasts energy and instructions throughout the world. Then you're going to find the divine proportion. You're going to find that Fibonacci sequence, 1.618, throughout nature. And if you look closely, all of nature has that pattern. It's a fractal, 1.618, the divine proportion, the golden mean, the golden ratio. Some people say that's the Fibonacci sequence. Where does that all stem from? It stems from the double helix. It stems from scalar energy. So scalar energy is the divine proportion. It is the golden mean. it is that perfect ratio, 1.618. And if you look at anything from a plant to a weather system to the anatomy of the human body, the divine proportion, 1.618, finds its way into all forms of life, into nature, into crops and how crops propagate, flowers and how the petals of a flower manifest. Star nebulae are governed by that principle 1.618, the divine proportion. So once we carefully look at scalar energy and realize it embodies the divine proportion, and that by scalar energy sending out those instructions throughout the universe, then we finally understand why the divine proportion, this golden mean, golden ratio, is universal. It's universal because scalar energy is universal.
Let me show you my, I have
there you go.
the tattoo. This is actually done on a whim for Tattoo Taco Tuesdays. There's a restaurant in Bali where I used to live. You buy a taco, get a free tattoo. And I was like, I don't know what I should put. And it's like, that's a perfect shape, but then it's like shows up everywhere, you know, the golden ratio.
And then you have to ask yourself, okay, if that's the effect, the golden mean, the divine proportion, 1.618 is the value. What caused it? Where is that from? Why does the universe have that signature? It's from scalar energy.
Cool. I feel like you should also meet Robert Edward Grant, who I don't know personally, but he studies, he's like such a polymath that studies, you know, geometry and energy and archaeology and consciousness and all these things. I feel like you guys would get along. So if I meet him first, I'll introduce you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I do need help disseminating this information. I know this is an esoteric topic. I'm willing to teach people. I'm sharing my information to the four corners of the earth. The key is that people have to now participate. You see, with Moray, my predecessor, he demonstrated free energy in Utah. Nobody participated. Heironymus, my predecessor, he worked with NASA, the United States government, etc. But I think the government finally clued into this. What he had discovered was free energy. And the government was no longer interested in working with Heironymus. It's just, it will upset the military-industrial complex. Let me make that very clear. Free energy changes the military-industrial complex. So unless those parties out there that are willing to see into this new paradigm, a new military-industrial complex, you're going to get nothing but friction.
I would go so far as to say that if it teaches people morality, then probably the military-industrial complex would just dissolve. Yeah. Who really needs it?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. It's such a game changer. See, this is what Tesla saw. Tesla had free energy, but during his day, the Rockefellers were intimidated by him. Mm-hmm. The Rockefellers knew that if Tesla brought out this new energy, this free energy, then you no longer need the electrical company. Railroads would suffer tremendously because you don't need to transport goods and services. You can create them with scalar energy. And the pharmaceutical industry, the Rockefellers are still behind the pharmaceutical industry. And if Tesla had an easy way to improve human health, well, there goes that pharmaceutical industry and the profits to be derived from pharmaceutical sales. So I can't emphasize this enough, that this energy, it's much more than what I've just described. It's a new way of living. Scalar energy will make obsolete many of the inventions today.
Yeah, I feel that.